The result would be the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The former would be identified with so-called federalism, and the latter anti-federalism, though both factions labeled the other, ironically, as anti-federalist, which they took to connote anti-patriot. How can a nation born in, for, and by war rule in times of peace? Throughout Sons of Liberty, starting of course with its name. The game will ultimately portray a version of the original Sons of Liberty, as if Washington had accepted Nicola's letter in the form of Dead Cell and their king, Solomon. The way both tanker and plant chapters play out at sea echoes the importance of naval trade routes, as well as military forces and markets, the supremacy of English-speaking nations from the UK to the US, and the American meme. Aside from the Sons of Liberty terrorizing loyalists prior to the war, you might go so far as to say the very idea of what today we call guerrilla warfare and terrorism has both of its origins in the asymmetrically waged American Revolution. American partisans undermined British political control and eliminated loyalist sympathizers. End quote. What drove this selfless patriotism? The implication of me is that what we take to be our free will and conscious mind is often actually steered from within by one of two possible hijackers, our selfish memes or our selfish memes. Arguably, few memes seem to support this model of ideas as pathogens more so than nationalism. Nationalism began in England before taking root in the New World. Many today would disagree by appealing to what thinker Samuel Huntington dubbed in 1996 the clash of civilization. This idea struggles over context and flows of information. These are all directed in response to the rise of globalization and so-called regional or sectarian conflicts in the 1990s, which Sons of Liberty makes a point to connect together. Provide an almost paradigmatic case for the argument that globalization has long been involved in the production of national rivalry. The production of conflict and difference is not in opposition to, but an integral part of the process of globalization. In the Rand Corporation's 1997 book, Athena's Camp, Preparing for Conflict in the Information Age, quote, "A true revolution occurs when the entire structure of a society changes. And this revolution, in the larger sense, causes a revolution in military affairs." The Toffler's idea of these new intangibles, of course, apply just as readily to civilian life. The PlayStation 2 may have epitomized, even more than the iMac from 1998, the wider civilizational shift. Dawkins wrote, quote, "Just as genes propagate by leaping from body to body with sperm or egg, so memes propagate themselves in the meme pool by leaping from brain to brain via a process which, in the broad sense, can be called imitation." End quote. To play as Snake, whose human role is to imitate him, to imitate the Snake that we know from cutscenes. But there is no one Snake outside him. There are many, many different, an ocean of varieties and versions. It is this intangible hydrogen which any one player's experience as a particular version of Snake derives its freedom and so its power as an artificial memory. This is the true power of the so-called intangible, while we as individuals it floats above us invisibly, holding dominion over us like some microbial Poseidon. But at the turn of the century, for a moment it seemed a great stranding might occur, an abrupt drying up of our comforting, blanketed sea of digital communication. That crisis, which only ever existed as a means of change in our minds, was then called the bug, or the time bomb of Y2K. The Y2K panic had to do with the until then little-known secret that many, if not most computers in the late 20th century did not display the real year, merely mimicked it as a two-digit shorthand. To quote the Britannica, this first dose of the terrorism of the 21st century led to fear, yet in spite of this, some unrepresentable underlying essence of Darwinism or humanism that the patriots want to mitigate only by facing, only by testing right and gain ostensibly the qualifications to be something. Faith means knowing. Faith requires testing. After spending some time in a locked jail cell for conspiring to defraud the government. Marcinko claims he only defrauded the government by overcharging for hand grenades to simulate a real security threat.
Well, what about the president and the other hostages? They weren't in the shelter. We need to get the hostages out of here now.
Gas is closing in. Only 5 remain. Finish your mission.
Liberty to do otherwise. This is why Hollywood movies use children to the American body, which, after all, has evolved in the global meme pool from those of Judeo-Christianity. Another example of this is the dynamic between Al and Emma. Comes from a famous director, Roland Emmerich. We have to still believe in our own liberty, even if it is just another story to tell ourselves. Even if it's just an idea that we picked up, like Raiden picks up his ideas of how to live at the end of the game from Snake. Originally, EE would have wet herself like Hal. That injection she mentions was and repeatedly we're told that Raiden is incapable of understanding the emotion. The little insights into Raiden's thoughts in the script are illuminating, to say the least. When Olga says that she's joined up with Snake out of the principle of mutual gain, Raiden, quote, is a little surprised to hear that comment from a native of a communist country, end quote. There are certain differences in tone from how Raiden is supposed to say certain lines and how Quentin Flynn wound up saying them. Are you saying VR is some kind of mind control? He sounds like he's earnest.
Yeah, punch this child.
Oh shit. What? Ran away.
Oh shit, I'm shitting.
Ha! Nice.
Wow. Shit, you stupid child.
There you go.
Oh, this kid's awesome!
It's kind of...
Fuck you. Yeah! Oh, that's the game's way of keeping you in that arena.
Yep. Being quiet got this new website going on horseporn.com. That's right.
Do you need more quiet in your horse porn? Say nay if you do.
English was one of them.
Huh.
Well, you know Skullface has a thing with language from Ground Zeroes. Oh, that's cool.
I love that even though she's like 5 times stronger than the average person.
Yeah.
Big
Big Boss is such an expert. Now she's awake again.
Product of the Les Enfants Terribles project went missing in Africa. The age would be about right. Now, I'm not saying I think it's easy, but I want to run a genetic test all the same. Don't worry. I'll be nosy. The test may take some time.
Boonie's a cat. The first mention of Boonie comes in a text message that contradicts and criticizes message misuse of his cell phone in the timeline. My new brother-in-law or whatever is so weird. He keeps drawing these pictures of what he thinks is Boonie the cat, and they look so bad. I have to take some pictures of them to show you. Also, I think he's like making up other characters. I'm not a big Boonie fan. I'm pretty sure there's no cat involved. Remember that quick frame from the leader video on the air, but child? Noises? I hope they're clear enough for you. In the original audio, a microphone buzz persists throughout the track, and a bit tough to hear all the extra sound. I've taken the liberty of pulling away the mic buzz and turning up the volume on the odd sounds. Watch and listen.
Durch solche Zufälle oder wenn irgendein staatlicher oder irgendein nichtstaatlicher Akteur vielleicht ein bisschen nachgeholfen hat. Und dazu braucht man nicht mal Gentechnik im Labor. Hoher halt rot-rot-grüne Mehrheit. Das wollte man dann weiter ausbauen bis zu den Wahlen nächstes Jahr und dann wollte man die Kontrolle ergreifen über Deutschland. Also mit dieser idiotischen Dreierkoalition.